You might be wondering, should I save my gold up for when the new set comes out, or should I just spend it all in packs now while I can? Well, let's find out what's the best use of your gold when you have a new set that's about to come out on MTG Arena. Welcome back to the channel with me, Martin, and today we're looking at what you should do with your gold when you have a new set coming out in the near future. So at time of recording right now, we have the Phyrexia All Will Be One set is coming out in about a month's time. I have 11,000 gold here on my account. I could spend that on some more packs, some more Brothers War packs, unlock some more golden packs and get lots more rares and mythics and wildcards that way. Or I could start to save this up for when the new set comes out. So whether you're watching this video soon after it's been released and we have Phyrexia All Will Be One coming out soon, or if you're looking back at this video in the future and we have a different set that's about to come out, this will apply to you either way. So to decide how much gold you want to have at the beginning of a new set coming out, let's think ahead to day one when the set is released. And I'm going to assume that you've already done the right thing and paid your 3,400 gems for the Mastery Pass for that new set and got that out the way. If you're not sure if it's worth it, have a look at my video on the Mastery Pass and you'll see why it is. And don't forget you can help support this channel by liking this video and subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss any future content. So if you have the Mastery Pass and you're unlocking those packs as you go, you could open those packs as you get them. But you probably want to hold on to them just for a little bit longer because of what happens in the first 2 weeks of a new set coming out on Arena. So based on the schedule for previous sets that have come out, the set is released in the middle of 1 week and 1 or 2 weeks later the current quick draft event will be for that set. So when Dominaria United came out, 2 weeks later the quick draft was for Dominaria United, and the same for Brothers War. A couple of weeks later the quick draft was for Brothers War. So assuming all future sets will follow the same pattern and use the quick draft for that set a week or two after the set's been released, then we have a goal of what we can spend our gold on when the new set comes out. Because the best thing you can do for your collection when you have very little of that collection to start with, so like as soon as the collections come out, is doing as many quick drafts as possible. This is going to help you build up your collection of commons and uncommons, pick some nice rares, and also win some gems that are going to refuel your account so that you have enough gems to buy the Mastery Pass in 3 months' time. So when the quick draft event changes to the most recent set, it's normally there for 2 whole weeks. So you have a 2-week window to do as many quick draft events as you possibly can. And my recommendation for this is to try to aim to do 10 quick drafts because it's a nice round number. So if you are able to do 10 or so quick drafts in that 2-week window, you're going to earn yourself hundreds of commons and uncommons, probably 50 to 60 rare cards at least, and a good bunch of gems. And any gems you have over the 3,400 that you need for a future Mastery Pass, I would recommend spending those gems on doing another quick draft if you can, because paying in gems for a quick draft is about 25% better value than paying for the quick draft with gold. So if you want to do about 10 quick drafts when the new set comes out, you need to have 5,000 gold for each draft, so 50,000 gold saved up when that quick draft event changes to the current set. So if we want to save up 50,000 gold before that quick draft event comes out, we need to know how quickly we can gather some gold. So based on normal calculations, we can get just over 1,000 gold per day if we're playing every day and getting at least 1 win each day. Ideally up to 4 wins in a day. Any more than that gives you a little bit more value, but the majority of the value is in the first 4 wins. So that's about 8,000 gold in a week. At the moment I'm about 4 weeks out before the new Phyrexia set drops, and then we have 2 weeks most likely until the quick draft events change. So that's 6 weeks from now I have to collect as much gold as possible at the rate of about 8,000 gold a week. So that's about 48,000 gold that I can get between now and then. Now I have 11,000 gold at the moment, so I might even be able to get to 60,000 gold before the quick draft events change. So maybe I'll get 12 quick drafts in. The extra benefits you'll get from doing all these quick drafts, apart from the hundreds of commons and uncommon cards you're going to get, a good bunch of rares and mythics as well, you're also going to have a very good knowledge of how the new cards in this set work. We can look at as many preview videos and set reviews as possible, and they'll give us a good idea of what some really clever people think of how well these cards are going to be used, how powerful they're going to be. It gives us a great idea of that, but you can never predict what it's actually going to be like when these cards are in play, because of all the different combinations and strange ways people will use different cards together. So the best way to get an idea of how these cards really work in practice is to play as many games with these new cards as possible. And if you're doing 10 to 12 quick drafts, then you're probably playing about 60 to 70 matches using just the current set against just the current set. So just think of the head start you're going to have against people who don't follow this plan, people that don't do quick drafts and just play their standard matches and see a few of these new cards come out at a time. They might open a few packs and get a few and experiment with them here and there, but they're not going to have that really intense experience of playing these new cards repeatedly for those 2 weeks. It's also important to remember that the biggest value you get out of building your card collection is at the beginning, when you don't have many cards to start with. Once you've unlocked a good base of common and uncommon cards and got those key rares and mythics that really make your decks work, the last few rares and mythics in a set are going to be duplicates of cards that you probably don't need more of. I mean, how often are you going to need 4 Hullbreaker Horrors in a deck? Or 4 One with the Multiverse? I'm pretty sure you don't need 4 Sigarda Summons, and I don't think anyone's ever played with 4 Bootleggers Stashes before either. So if the last rares and mythics in a set are the ones that you're most likely never going to want to run 4 of in a deck, there's not actually that much value you get out of them unless you're a perfectionist for owning every card for the sake of owning every card. And if that's how you feel, you're probably going to be spending money on the game rather than being a free-to-play player. So if we did go to the store and spend all the gold we have before the sets change and get as many of the current set as possible, we're more likely to just be filling out those last slots of rares and mythics that we're probably never even going to use. And if you really want to get some more packs for the current set, the one that's just going to move over and make way for the new one, well, remember, in the new Mastery Pass, you will also unlock packs for all standard sets. So you won't just get packs for the new set that's come out, you'll also get them from the previous ones as well. So you're still going to get packs for those sets. You don't have to spend your gold on them now to try to complete them 100%. By saving up our gold instead and spending as much as possible on the quick draft events as soon as they come out for the new set, we're going to be getting as much value as possible, because the most value we can get out of a new set is to get as many of those cards as quickly as possible. And doing lots of quick drafts is going to be the best way of doing that. And like I've said before, once you've got a good amount of cards from those quick drafts and you're going to start getting 4th copies that add towards your vault progress, or just give you a small amount of gems back if you've already got 4 copies of a rare, then you probably want to start buying new packs of the most recent set to get those golden packs as well, and benefit from that duplicate protection and the extra wild cards you're going to get. But I wouldn't open any of those packs from the Mastery Pass or the pack rewards from your quick drafts until you've finished that intense 2 weeks of doing quick drafts to make the most out of the duplicate protection that we get from the packs. And for you people who really hate playing limited, if you're no good at quick drafts, if you lose every game, if you don't like the process, the best advice I can give you is to do as many of them as you can handle. Because even if it's not your favorite way to play, we're going to get a lot of value out of it to start with. And the more you play quick draft, the more you play limited, the more used to it you will get, and the more you will find you enjoy it. And when you add up all the benefits of the cards we get and the experience with the set, even if you're not enjoying limited as much as constructed, it's going to give you a really good head start on getting the most cards to build better constructed decks anyway. So my recommendation is save as much gold as you can for the next set coming out. You really want to have somewhere between 50 and 60,000 gold by the time the quick draft events change over. Spend an intense 2 weeks doing quick drafts, spending all that gold, unlocking loads of cards from a new set, and you're going to get a lot more value out of that than opening up some extra packs now before the sets change and getting those fourth copies of rares and mythics that you might not ever use. So what do you think you'll do? Are you going to save up your gold as much as possible for the new set, or are you happy just spending it on other things? Let me know if you're going to save up your gold to get as many quick drafts in the new set as possible, or if you have some other way you'd like to spend your gold. And remember, you can like this video and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any future MTG Arena content. Thanks for staying to the end, and I will see you in the next video.